Welcome back, guys, to the Beyond the Horizon podcast. Today is going to be a little different change of pace on our podcast. I know we only made one, but this is going to be more of a fun podcast than more of a serious one today. I think we're going to play a couple games,
Yeah, like would you rather, overrated, underrated,
factor crap, stuff like that, just to lighten the mood a little bit.
stuff where you guys can play along too in your head. And
Yeah, while you're listening along. So we'll probably be going back and forth a little bit on this. So you want me to start?
yeah, what game are we gonna play first?
We can play. We'll do a little bit of overrated, underrated to start out.
Okay. Now I know it's like either or, but if we have one and we think it's can we say we think it's rated like how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, properly rated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You go first.
Okay. Slippers.
Ooh.
Overrated or underrated?
I don't know. I always wear slippers.
I think they're underrated. I don't think too many people wear slippers. And I think there's a difference between slippers and house shoes. Because to me, house shoes are shoes that you wear around the house, and if you have to go to the store real quick, you just throw on your house shoes.
So slip-ons, but not slippers.
No, house shoes. Maybe slides.
Okay.
Or Crocs, or a pair of shoes you just have around the house. Or if you have to go to the store real quick, you just slide them on.
I would agree with you though. I think they're underrated. My family, every Christmas, we get my aunt and my papa new slippers every single year. They wear them out.
I've had moccasins and I've had slippers in the past, and every time I got a pair, I loved them. But I'm just not in the habit of wearing them, so I think they're underrated for me.
Underrated. Okay. Yeah, I think they're underrated. All right, my first one is Chipotle.
Chipotle. I would say that's overrated. I think, in my opinion, Qdoba's better.
Yeah, I think it's highly overrated. I prefer Qdoba.
I've ate at Chipotle a couple times, and every time I've ate there, I've had nothing but stomach problems. And I just don't think that it's as good as Qdoba.
Yeah, I've eaten Chipotle a couple times, and the one time I went there, I tried to get what I got at Qdoba. So, at Qdoba, I'll get nachos with chips on the side. And when I went to Qdoba, I asked for that. When I went to Chipotle, I asked for that. And they looked at me like I had three eyes. I was like, I just want this stuff in a bowl, and then I want you to give me a bag of nachos for me to dip it in.
Because it's almost like a bowl. They order like a bowl, just all the ingredients, and then chips on the side. It's not really considered nachos.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, fans oscillating fans, box fans, ceiling fans.
I would honestly say they're properly rated, only because I know a lot of people, or I see a lot of people post that they have to have fans on when they sleep, for the noise, no matter how cold it is, and that's how we are. We always have a fan on, whether it be for the noise or because it's hot in there. But I would say it's properly rated.
I think it's on the edge of overrated, because fans don't make rooms cooler. They just circulate the air. So if you're hot, the fan just circulates the air, creates a breeze almost. So I think for that reason it's a little bit overrated, but I prefer a fan when I sleep, and I like the noise of it. So that's why it's kind of a little bit more overrated.
It's kind of like having the TV on. People use it for noise.
Yeah.
All right, so my next one is going to be Lamborghinis.
Lamborghinis. I think they're I would say overrated, because it's so much money to spend on a car, and as soon as you get it just goes down so much in value, and it's cool to say, oh yeah, I have a Lambo, but how long does cool stay? I feel like the coolness will just wear off after a while.
I think they're overrated because I feel like, and I'm not saying everyone's like this, but I feel like a lot of people who have Lamborghinis, like, it's the people who have a lot of money, like you said. So I just feel like it's overrated because not a lot of people drive them.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had enough money to buy a Lamborghini whole and it wouldn't affect me, I'd probably buy one. You know, just to say I did. But I definitely think they're overrated. I definitely think there's better options to do with that money, and I think there's better cars out there than a Lamborghini.
See, when we went to Vegas, we drove, or I drove at least, a Lamborghini, and the windshield was too small for me. I'm a Jeep girl. I'd rather have a Jeep Wrangler.
Okay, so my next one is iPhones. That's a tough one.
I know. To me personally, I would say they're underrated because I use iPhone. I mean, I have an iPhone, and a lot of the Apple things that I use, I don't. I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know. I've always had an iPhone, so maybe properly rated. I feel like a lot of people have iPhones.
I think they're overrated in my opinion.
Like, you have an iPhone.
I know I have one, but I've had the two Android phones that I've had. I've loved them more than the iPhone, but since I have the Apple Watch, the AirPods, the iMac,
they all like
the iPhone, they all kind of work together, and I think with what Apple is doing, where they're switching the phone cords and trying to make everything wireless charging and all that stuff, I think it's making it more challenging for people to get into Apple. And on the phones and computers, I think they're behind. I don't think there's enough like widgets or like features on an iPhone to make people want to keep using it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, an iPhone is very beginner level. Not it doesn't take too much to get into it. It's very easy to use the interface on it. But Apple computers, I know it's getting off topic, but Apple computers are way behind like Windows computers are because there's no touch screen. But going back, I think iPhones are overrated, even though I own one.
I'll do my last one, then we'll switch to another game.
Okay.
So my last one is Pockets.
Pockets?
Yeah.
For me, I think they're underrated. I don't think there's enough clothes that have pockets in them. And the clothes that do have pockets, like cargo shorts, jeans, or like jackets, I think they could add a minimum of 5 extra pockets on them.
I would definitely say pockets are underrated, especially for girls, because there's a lot of clothes that don't have pockets, and I know, like, women carry, like, purses and stuff, but when I'm just, like, running to the store or something, I just want to be able to throw my phone in my pocket and be able to go. I drive Steven nuts because whenever I wear clothes without pockets, I ask him to hold my stuff.
I won't even waste my money on a pair of pants or something if it doesn't have a pocket in it because they're so useful to me that it doesn't make sense why clothes don't come with pockets.
That's why I like hoodies, too, because it always has, like, a front pocket. I rarely ever wear crew neck.
I even like the shirts that have the little breast pocket on, like, the side of it. Mm-hmm. I use that a lot, too. So the more pockets, the better for me. So they're underrated for me.
Okay. So let's go into our next one. You have some facts for us, don't you? Fact or crap?
Yeah, fact or crap.
I haven't seen these, so he's basically asking you guys and me if it's fact or crap.
Okay. Fact or crap. Can a snail sleep 3 years at a single time?
I wish I could sleep 3 years at a single time.
So, if that didn't come out properly, in a single sleep cycle, can a snail sleep for 3 years at one time?
So you're basically asking me if it's fact or crap, if a snail sleeps 3 years.
Almost like true or false. Like, is that a true statement or is that a false statement?
I would say that's a long time, so I'm going to say no.
You are incorrect. That is indeed a fact.
I need to be a snail.
Okay, let's see what else we got on here. So, can a bat eat up to 1,000 insects in an hour?
A bat?
Yeah, one bat.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. Okay. We'll only do a couple more of these. So, one more that I have is, does a species of jellyfish, or is a species of jellyfish immortal?
Immortal?
Yeah, meaning it never dies.
I would say no, because I feel like everything dies eventually.
That is actually a true fact. A species of jellyfish is immortal. I'm not sure exactly what species it is, but one particular type of jellyfish, once it reaches sexual maturity, it can revert back to its child state. So
What?
yeah, so it never gets past a certain age, and then it goes back to its child state. Then it gets older again, then it reverts back. So
I wish humans were like
so
that.
it's like a constant cycle.
It's funny because humans, like when you're younger, you're always like, oh, I want to be older, I want to be older, I want to be older. And then once you get to a certain age, you're like, man, I wish I was younger again. I wish I could do this again.
Okay, where is this?
You want one more?
Yeah, we'll do one more. Trying to find out. Where's this on that? Okay. Is a sea lion the only mammal proven to be able to keep a beat?
Like a music beat?
Like a music beat,
Tapping.
like tapping his flippers, or other than humans, is a sea lion the only non-human mammal?
I'm not caught up on my sea lion info. I would say sure.
Yep, it is. That is a fact.
I'm glad you said flippers because I almost said fins. I almost said fins. Okay, so I have a fact because you said this to me the other day when we were laying down, and I didn't know it was a thing. And apparently, I'm going to sound dumb for this if everyone else knows it. But, so I was laying down, and one of my nostrils was clogged, and the other one was just fine. And Steven's like, yeah, you can breathe out one side just fine, and one side is always clogged, and then after a few hours, it switches. And I did not believe him until I Googled it.
Yeah, so every couple hours, the nostril you breathe out of switches. So if you breathe out the right now, then in an hour, 2 or 3, the other side, the right side will get almost
like that when you're sick.
Almost stuffed up, swollen, and so you'll breathe out the left side, and then it'll rotate.
You technically have two noses.
Yeah.
The way that your nose is built, the septum in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That was just weird to me. Do we want to save our other games for another episode?
Let me do one more fact or crap.
One more.
Okay, one more, and then we'll end it. So, do animals with smaller bodies and faster metabolisms see in slow motion, or no?
Do animals with smaller bodies and faster metabolism, you said?
Yeah. So, chipmunks, squirrels, flies.
Do they see in slow motion?
Yeah.
I'm going to say no, because every time I walk outside and freak out a squirrel, they run 100 miles an hour away from me. And I feel like if it was in slow motion, then they wouldn't get scared as much.
It's actually a fact. They actually do see in slow motion. So,
then why the heck do they jump? The squirrels will jump, and then they'll scare me.
Because think about it like a fly, okay? You know how hard it is to catch a fly? Because it sees in slow motion. It has 8 eyes on one thing, so it sees you coming in slow motion. When you go to grab that fly out of the air,
you would think that it doesn't move as fast than if it sees in slow motion.
Well, no, because as you're going fast for it, it's seeing it in slow motion, so it can like almost like the Matrix, like get out of the way, dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. Just like the 5Ds of dodgeball.
All right. I think we went longer. We went about double the time that we did the last episode.
Yeah. So, this was kind of a different podcast we were trying. You know, a little bit fun, a little bit more relaxed, and
where you guys can kind of play along instead of just listening.
Yeah, kind of think in your head what Fact or Crap was, or if we did overrated, underrated to what you guys would agree with. But if you guys listen this long, it means you guys support us and you guys like us and keep wanting us to make more podcasts. So, on that note,
and I just want to.
Guess we're not ending yet.
I just want to clarify because, like, I know to some people this is probably gonna sound like really weird, or like when I hear this, like when I'm editing it and I hear it, like I hate the sound of my voice. But this is just something fun that we want to do. Like, we have fun talking to each other and interacting, and we just thought that we would put it on a podcast. So I know it's not like professional like some people have and this and that. It's just something fun that we wanted to do and thought it would be fun for everyone else to be able to listen as well.
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
And this is only our second episode, so we're gonna have hiccups and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's gonna get better over time. It's gonna be more fluent as the more we get into it, and it'll just get better overall.
So this podcast is going to be available. I know right now it's available on Anchor, which our podcast is hosted on. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Basically, anywhere you can listen to podcasts, this podcast will be. And it's also.
And if it's not yet, it will be eventually.
And if you guys can't find it on any of the podcast apps, then it will also be in our YouTube channel, which is linked in one of our social medias.
Yeah, we'll always have the links for like our Anchor. So like our Anchor website is listed at least in my Instagram bio. So if you click it, it'll take you to the Anchor page, and then if you click more platforms, you'll be able to click on what platform you want to listen on. And then like Steven said, it's also on YouTube. We don't have visual yet. We just have the logo basically.
Yeah, we just have the audio version, and it's we'll probably eventually work on filming a little bit of the podcast just so you guys can see more of the setup and more how we roll with these kind of things. And
once we're able to get it looking a little nicer.
Yeah.
But thanks again, guys, for listening. We don't have a schedule yet. We're just going to post as we get them and we're able to edit them. But thank you for listening. We still don't have an outro.
So
I said we would have an outro and we don't.
So thank you guys for rolling with us this long. We appreciate you guys listening and staying with us for about 18, 20 minutes. So we'll see you guys next time.